one. Let's get to thing number 2 because we have a lot of work today. So how are you guys liking the my girlfriend's favorite quilt blocks? I when we were coming up with topics, I thought this would be fun and fun at the end. The problem is that some are so great and then some are even greater, and mine's at the bottom of the list. So today I'm going to show you Cindy Stevens' block, which is so greater.
Yes.
And Debbie's going to do hers too. And then when you see mine tomorrow, you'll go, you could have at least tried. Okay, so today we're going to work on this 16 patch star block. Do you guys love that? I just love that. And when you see what we do with the end of this, then you are going to absolutely. Okay, I'm going to show it to you one more time because that is
it's darling.
Darling.
Love
and
it.
a perfect blocks.
Love it.
Yep. Oh, Patsy started today making some. So, Mary, how do you download them? Well, if you're in the club, you log into the club and they're on the club for free, or they're on sale, $4.99 regular price, $2.99 for the deal of the day. But join the club. If you're on the club, you just log in and download them, and then you print them out. And yeah, that is an absolutely beautiful block. Okay, so let's get started. You ready? Now I'm going to do myself justice. If you hear screaming, that is Cindy at the bottom going, "You're doing it all wrong," because this is a new method to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never made this with this method. So we're going to start with 1.5 strips, and you're going to cut them out of your 2 corresponding colors. So 1.5, 1.5, sew them lengthwise. All right. Well, we can just do it this way. Yeah. Then from this, you are going to cut these also into 8 1.5 segments. So when you lay this out here in the center, you will have 2 together, and you're going to go either 2 or 2 down. I mean, it depends on how you want to put them together, but you're going to go red, pink, red, pink, pink, red, pink, red. And so by cutting this into 8 segments, then you will have your center block. Right? Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, then this is the part that I learned a new technique. Hello, Alicia. Kathy's answering that the club is $149. Okay, so has anybody ever used the flying block ruler? This is by Creative Grids, and I have never used it.
Me neither.
And so, look, I'm going to get close here. Look at this. It tells you your finish sizes and assigns it a letter, and then it tells you what to cut so that you don't have to take the guesswork out of this. So if your pattern is calling for a 2 by 4 inch flying geese, you're going to cut 1 large 5 3/4 here and 4 3 3/4.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
So for this block right here, the large one is going to be the white, and the small one is going to be the red. All right. Now I'm kind of horrible at points. I try really hard. I don't know what messes me up, but we are going to show you how to do this. So you have your big block, right? So this would be your white. And then they go this way. Okay, so once you have that, then you're going to take this one and draw your line from corner to corner, corner to corner. So once you have your lines drawn, you're going to, let me put this down here. I mean, this is just amazing. You're going to put this corner right sides together, this corner right sides together, and your line is going to be drawn down the middle. You're going to match up your line. Are you with me so far? Okay. Let us seal you. Are you with me so far?
It's going to be the deal of the day. Yes.
Yes. And then you're going to take on that line, and I don't know if you can see this, but you're going to sew on both sides of the line so that you have a patch that looks like this. Okay? So in your instructions that you get, Cindy walks you exactly through it. So you're going to lay that out and you're going to sew the 2 lines. Then you're going to cut on your line. So you'll cut right down the middle, and dun, 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 after we cut, you will get 2 of these.
Yes.
Yes. So do you see how this works? Okay. So this is what it looked like. We cut on the line and then we folded. So we get 2 of these. Okay. So now you have 2 to start. Then you're going to take your next block and you're going to lay it right. So the points. Now, ideally, when you lay this on this corner, you want a line down the middle of this, right? But you want these sewing lines. Let me see if I can get this closer. So you want these sewing lines to start right at the point. That's going to give you an ideal measurement. So you're going to sew down one side of your line and on the other side of your line, right? Okay, once we have that, you're going to cut down the center. Dun, 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 dun. So do you see when we cut down the center of this? We have 2 flying geese. Okay, so 2 flying geese.
Yay, that was so simple.
Wasn't that so simple? Alicia, that is simple. Okay, so now here is where the magic comes in. So now we have these. If you look on here, we've got a trim number 1 on the ruler and a trim number 2 on the ruler. Okay, so we are going to lay our flying geese back to the ground. Here we go. We're going to lay our flying geese, and first of all, we're going to do trim number 1. So on this ruler, there's an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H that corresponds with the size of our blocks. I mean, can you imagine doing a 1.5 by 1 flying geese?
No.
But with this, it's easy. So we are going to center our line. We use the D because we wanted the 2 by 4. So we're going to find our D center. We're going to take that and we're going to put that D line right on the edge of that flying geese. Right here. Now, if you have a magic pink rotary, then that's what we really want to use.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Makes it easier.
yes, makes it easier to see a little bit too. So we're going to take that D right here. We're going to center it on that line and we're going to make a cut. We're going to trim right along that top. And if you have any laying over on this side, you would trim. But wait, that's not all. Then we're going to turn it around to trim number 2. We're going to find our D. We're going to lay this right here so that we have the line going on here.
You really don't.
And we have the line. No, you don't have to move it a lot. Then we're going to cut along there. Then you have perfect flying geese every time. Yeah, this one. All right. So then you have your 1/4 inch built in here so that you're not going to cut off the top of those flying geese.
Yep.
You have your measurements all figured out. So on this block, once we have 4, so we really have to just do it 2 times. We're going to sew top to top, bottom to bottom. And then we're going to sew our other ones to 2 the background fabrics and sew it together. And look how pretty.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Okay, I went through that really, sounds like a song. Yeah, those points are amazing. And like I said, I'm going to have to get me one of these because I'm horrible at points. And, you know, you need to stick with, it's not the talent, it's the tools.
Exactly. It's true.
Do the instructions use the ruler? They sure do. So the instructions on here do use the ruler if you purchase that, but they also have instructions without the ruler. So if you don't have one, then, but they're great instructions. Like I said, that is for Cindy Stevens' favorite block, the 16 patch star block. Can you imagine a quilt made out of that?
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Beautiful.
So fun. Okay, Debbie, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. Let's see. Oh, did I bring my pattern? Yes, I have it on my phone. Okay, I'm doing the churn dash. And I did see a small error. We'll get that fixed. But this is what the churn dash looks like. And you can do lots of things with this too. You can do fun things like Cindy did the center. You could do a center. You can turn them different ways and do all one color. There's so many things you can do with this one too. It's my favorite. And it's easy.
I'm going to answer a question for Alice before we lose her.
Okay.
She wants to know, to her, flying geese just look like two half square triangles, right?
Right.
They are. But the reason that they do the flying geese is so you don't have the seam in the middle.
Yep. There's no seam. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. First off, I did the half square triangles, which are these. So you have 4 of those. So you cut, I have to look at what, okay, so you cut 2, 3 3/4, and I made it plenty big so you guys could trim it down. And this will actually make 2, and then you'll have another one, and that will make 2. And the tool I am using today is the magic wand.
Oh, love the magic wand.
So nice.
Do you guys have the magic wand?
Do you have the magic wand? You need it.
Yes, you need it.
It is magic. So you place that down. You place that down the center, and I'm a little tiny off because this has paper on it and I didn't want to take it off.
Right.
But when you get up, you can take the paper off and you can see it's clear and you can see where you're placing that. And then you can actually, you put it from point to point, this line in the middle, and it'll have a line when you take your paper off. And then you draw a line on either side, and those are your stitching lines. So you go ahead and stitch those.
So technically, I could have used this magic wand on mine as well.
Yes.
Instead of just go off that center line.
Yes. Yes. So when you get done, you're going to have, it's going to be a little less because you've got, and then you're going to trim that to 3 1/4 inches, the block. So you're going to have 4 of those. And then this is where I goofed, you guys. I'm sorry. We'll get it fixed though. You're going to cut from the pink color, the pink and white, 1 7/8, 4 of each color. Okay. And somehow I thought I measured 2 7/8. Where was I?
You were making a big one.
And then you're going to join those just like that. And
so
that's the
really
second
you
part.
could do like I did, and you could do 1 7/8, 1 7/8, right? All
Yep.
the way down and then trim
cut
it.
them. Yep. That would be so simple.
So do you
too.
see how these blocks are all kind of like building on each other? I mean, you know, that's the same
Yes.
thing is once you learn a skill, then really.
Yes. Okay. And then next, you're just going to put them together. So you've got a center block, which is 3 3/4. And you're going to actually add these, the pink side in, and you're going to sew those. And then
Do you press light or dark? Or do you press directionally?
I do dark unless I'm doing a quilt that I want to butt the seams up and
Okay.
make a nice square, and then I'll just go. I'm color blind.
Okay.
And I'll go one direction, one row, one direction,
Right.
the other.
Right.
So, and then you're going, when these are trimmed, I try to get it stepped out that far.
Yeah.
You'll actually put these on the ends. So they'll go on your quarter or your half square triangle. like that. And well, I'll just have to fake it here.
You could sew it up if you wanted.
I could, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
Why not?
She's going to sew this one up. So remember, she took the magic wand. She made her line right down the middle on both sides, and she's going to sew on the sew line.
So simple.
So simple. I'm going to get her a rotary cutter.
And I probably could use this to cut with too.
Okay, watch your fingers. PTSD.
Yeah, you do. I forgot. Okay. And then I did turn the iron on, so I'll hurry and press these quick.
So she's going to press those open. How we doing? So
Are we making sense?
everybody understand what we're doing here?
And these we should.
Robin is frozen, but
Wow.
Jane is not frozen and I'm not frozen. So, but they do love your sweater.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So now that she has her two done,
I'm going to trim. I don't. Can I use Cindy's to trim?
I'm sure.
Let's see if I can use Cindy's ruler to trim.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Grids flying block. I don't know either, but
I think I could like this.
okay. So
I
multi-use projects.
Maybe I'm
So
gonna
look
be
here.
off.
You want
I might be off.
okay.
That's another ruler.
Coming later in the week.
Yes. So let's just go. We'll use our mat
Okay.
because really it doesn't need a ton trimmed. Oh my goodness. So I'm using the markings on the mat and I'm going to cut it 3 1/4. So I just have to trim just a tiny bit off.
Plus those dog ears.
Yes, you hate those on.
I'd hate those on there too.
Yeah, you got to get rid of them. And then I just turned it a 1/4 turn. And then we'll do the same on this side. I better move it over.
So I think it's really great that you can use the mat and you can use a ruler to trim.
Yes. If you don't have a ruler with markings, you can always use your mat.
Yep.
So there you go.
Okay. Do you want this on the?
Yeah, it'll probably show up better down here, huh? Okay, I'm get rid of that.
Robin, you have problems with the rulers? Yeah, I'm a kind of a mat girl.
Me too.
I like the mat better than I like rulers, actually. But I can see how rulers have their place. So,
Where is my block? How did I put them?
where's your?
Yeah, I was going. Where did I go? It disappeared. Oh, there we go. I was making sure because you can do lots of different things with this block. You can turn it and twist it and turn it. So you're going to have 2 of this block when you get done and 1 of these, and then you'll just combine them.
And repeat so that
Yep.
you have
This.
the perfect 8 by 8 block.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, gang. So that is our demonstration for today. Those are our 2 blocks. We have 5 more for you. So for a total of 9. Why do so many patterns use the 7/8 of an inch instead of just going up an 1/8 of an inch?
You know, when I first made this, I did go up and then I trimmed after. So you can
I
do
like that too. I don't know why they do it. It drives me crazy when they do 5/8 of an inch and 7/8. Anybody out there know the answer to that? I just think it's
the ratio to whatever you're doing.
That when they're taking and they're trying to make it fit to a certain like 8 by 8 or 9 by 9, that sometimes it doesn't fit. So when they do the math, then it goes to that 7/8.
It's all about
I
math.
do know though that sometimes you can go up, but more often than not stick to that 7/8 because 1/8 of an inch makes a big difference if you think in terms of, say, for example, you were just doing a table runner that was 4 across and you added 1/8 of an inch just here or there. I mean, that could be up to a full inch difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they do want us to practice math. I swore I would never practice math.
It was my favorite.
It was your
I
favorite?
don't know why.
Yeah, Lynn, I think it does have to do with something of the angles and trying to make certain measurements fit.
Yes.
The blocks from yesterday were 8.5. These from today are 8.5, so they'll finish at 8 inches.
Yeah.
So, all right, because we have a
Mine looks
special
all right.
surprise.
There.
We have a special surprise on Friday.